Words of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says perseverance breaks down all obstacles. It is by persevering that one conquers difficulties, not by running away from them. One who perseveres is sure to triumph. Victory goes to the most enduring. Always do your best, and the Lord will take care of the results. The most important is a steady, quiet endurance that does not allow any upsetting or depression to interfere with your progress. The sincerity of the aspiration is the assurance of the victory. With love and blessing, says our Divine Mother. Words of our Divine Mother. Topic: Listen to the voice of a friend. Our Divine Mother says, You who are weary, downcast and bruised, you who fall, who think perhaps that you are defeated, hear the voice of a friend. He knows your sorrows, he has shared them, he has suffered like you from the ills of the earth. Like you, he has crossed many deserts. Like you, he has crossed many deserts under the burden of the day. He has known thirst and hunger, solitude and abandonment, and the cruelest of all wants, the destitution of the heart. Alas, he has known too the hours of doubt, the errors, the faults, the failings, every weakness. But he tells you, courage, hearken to the lesson that the rising sun brings to the earth with its first ray each morning. It is a lesson of hope, a message of solace. Our Divine Mother says, You who weep, who suffer and tremble, who do not expect an end to your ills, an issue to your pangs, behold, there is no night without dawn, and the day is about to break when darkness is thickest. There is no mist that the sun does not dispel, no cloud that it does not kill, no tear that it will not dry one day, no storm that is not followed by its shining triumphant bow. There is no snow that it does not melt, nor winter that it does not change into radiant spring. And for you too, there is no affliction which does not bring its measure of glory, no distress which cannot be transformed into joy, nor a defeat into victory, nor downfall into higher ascension, nor solitude into radiating centers of light, nor discord into harmony. Sometimes it is a misunderstanding between two minds that compel two hearts to open to mutual communion. Our Divine Mother says, lastly, there is no infinite weakness that cannot be changed into strength, and it is even in supreme weakness that Almightiness chooses to reveal itself. Our Divine Mother says, Listen, my child, you who today feel so broken, so fallen perhaps, who have nothing left, nothing to cover your misery and foster your pride, never before have you been so great. How close to the summits is he who awakens in the depths, for the deeper the abyss, the more the heights reveal themselves. Do you not know this, that the most sublime forms of the vast seek to array themselves in the most opaque veils of matter? Oh, the sublime nuptials of sovereign love, with the obscurest plasticities of the shadows yearning with the most royal light. Our Divine Mother says, if ordeal or fault has cast you down, if you have sunk into the nether depths of suffering, do not grieve, for there indeed the divine love and the supreme blessing can reach you. because you have passed through the crucible of the purifying sorrows, the glorious essence are yours. You are in the wildernesses. You are in the wilderness. Then listen to the voices of the silence. The clamor of flattering words and outer applause has gladdened your ears, but the voices of the silence will gladden your soul and awaken within you the echo of the depths, the chant of divine harmonies. Our Divine Mother says, you are walking in the depths of night, then gather the priceless treasures of the night. In bright sunshine, the ways of intelligence are hid, but in the white luminosities of the night lie the hidden paths of perfection, the secret of spiritual riches. You are being stripped of everything. That is the way towards plenitude. When you have nothing left, everything will be given to you. Because for those who are sincere and true, for the worst always comes the best. Every grain that is sown in the earth, every grain that is sown in the earth produces 1,000. Every wing beat of sorrow can be a soaring towards glory. And when the adversary pursues man relentlessly, everything he does to destroy him only makes him greater. Hear the story of the worlds. Look, the great enemy seems to triumph. He casts the beings of light into the night, and the night is filled with stars. He rages against the cosmic working. He assails the integrity of the empire of the sphere, shatters its harmony, divides and subdivides it, scatters its dust to the four winds of infinity, and lo, the dust is changed into a golden seed, fertilizing the infinite and peopling it with worlds which now gravitate around the eternal center in the larger orbit of space, so that even division creates a richer and deeper unity, and by multiplying the surfaces of the material universe enlarges the empire that it set out to destroy. Our Divine Mother says, beautiful indeed was the song of the primordial sphere, cradled in the bosom of immensity. But how much more beautiful and triumphant is the symphony of the constellations, the music of the spheres, the immense choir that fills the heavens with an eternal hymn of victory. Here again, no state was ever more precarious than that of man when he was separated on earth from his divine origin. Above him stretched the hostile borders of the usurper, and his horizon's gates watched jailers armed with flaming swords. Then, since he could climb no more to the source of light, the source aroused within him. Since he could no more receive the light from above, the light shone forth at the center of his being. Since he could commune no more with the transcendent love, that love offered itself in a holocaust and chose each terrestrial being, each human self as its dwelling place and sanctuary. Our Divine Mother says that is how, in this despised and desolate but fruitful and blessed matter, each atom contains a divine thought, each being carries within him the divine inhabitant. And if no being in all the universe is as frail as man, neither is any as divine as he. In truth, in humiliation lies the cradle of glory. Words from the collective works of our Divine Mother, question and answers, date 28 April 1912. Seer, deep-hearted, divine kings of the secrecies, a fountain of love sprung from the heart of God, ways thou knewest no feet ever in time had trod, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. Next topic, guidance to a confused disciple. Question: I do not understand my present condition. I am puzzled as to where I am going, what I am doing. Please guide me. For this our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, I do not quite know what is the drift of your questions. It sounds as if you have been allowing yourself to be influenced by a vague and confused atmosphere of discouragement and barren questionings which have caught many in the ashram. Otherwise, there is no ground for any such feelings. Where you are, in the Mother's presence, here and close to me. Where you are going, towards union with the Divine through dedication and service. What you are doing here, service and self-giving to the Divine. The rest depends, as the Mother writes to you, in the simplicity and fullness with which you give yourself and serve. Let me repeat, where you are, in the Mother's presence, here and close to me. Where you are going, towards union with the Divine through dedication and service. What are you doing here? Service and self-giving to the Divine. The rest depends, as the Mother writes to you, in the simplicity and fullness with which you give yourself and serve. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, if there is anything more special in your thoughts that has disturbed you, it is better to say clearly what it is. But do not listen to the thoughts spoken or silently suggested that are moving about the ashram and of which I have spoken, for these are a poison that will only bring discontent and depression. Date 25th 5 1935. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, within there is a soul and above there is grace. This is all you know or need to know. Faithfulness to the light of the soul and the divine call. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, cast away from you these moments of doubt, depression, and the rest which are no part of you, your true and higher nature. Reject these suggestions of inability, unfitness, and all these irrational moments of an alien force. Remain faithful to the light of your soul, even when it is hidden by clouds. My help and the Divine Mother's help will be there, working behind, even in the moments when you cannot feel it. My help and the Divine Mother's help will be there, working behind, even in the moments when you cannot feel it. The one need for you and for all is to be, even in the darkness of the powers of obscurity of the physical consciousness, stubbornly faithful to your soul and to the remembrance of the divine call. Be faithful and you will conquer. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, when I spoke of being faithful to the light of the soul and the divine call, I was simply affirming the great need in all crises and attacks to refuse to listen to any suggestions, impulses, lures, and to oppose to them all the call of the truth, the imperative beckoning of the light. In all doubt and depression, to say, I belong to the divine, I cannot fail. To all suggestions of impurity and unfitness, to reply, I am a child of immortality, chosen by the divine. I have but to be true to myself and to him. The victory is sure. Even if I fell, I would rise again. To all impulses to depart and serve, some smaller ideal to reply, this is the greatest. This is the truth that alone can satisfy the soul within me. I will endure through all tests and tribulations to the very end of the divine journey. This is what I mean by faithfulness. This is what I mean by faithfulness to the light and the call, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo, from the Collective Works, Volume 24, page 1425. These are the words of our Lord Sri Aurobindo and our Divine Mother.
आनंदी भवति वृद्धि भवति अमृति भवति।